Mark my words, Restore Britain will go down as one of the biggest and most effective psychological operations the British public have ever seen.
That was me back in February of this year. Do you know how much abuse I've received since then for calling out Restore Britain, for not being anti-establishment, for being Zionist, for being more Toryism, for being effectively no different to Reform, for being a psyop, for being a Trojan horse? An unbelievable amount. Not only is the reincarnation of Hitler supposedly going on about how he loves multiculturalism and how he wants to have more immigrants because he's not actually ideologically opposed to immigration. But now, Carl Benjamin, who is one of the chief propagandists for Restore Britain, is denouncing the Twitter nationalists as a disposable vanguard that is actually not the base, and therefore the base is actually just civic nationalist boomers that love Tommy Robinson. To be perfectly honest with you, I did not expect to be vindicated this comprehensively, this quickly, but I'm never going to forget the amount of unbelievably deranged comments that I have received in this amount of time, like how Rupert is just hiding his power level, how I'm a leftist psyop, how my posts are giving I've been dropped off at a staged protest by NGOs and I have no idea what's going on, how I am the one who's controlled opposition and I am the one who's receiving $7,000 from Netanyahu, how I'm schizophrenic and I need to go and get some help, and how everything that I'm saying is completely incomprehensible to people like Lewis Brackpool. And of course, my favourite deranged individual, Rocco Polish, who said I might as well move to Qatar and that I got lucky on TikTok and that I'm not actually intelligent. All of this and so much more in and amongst abuse, just vile comments for my genuine criticisms of this party as a result of myself being a concerned citizen and an organic person that just has the ability to think, research, discern, and use inference and understand that this ex-banker Zionist Tory is going to do fuck all for any of your interests. The point of this video isn't exclusively to just gloat and tell you about how ahead of the curve I was, although clearly that is how it's going to be coming across, but it's also to say that you need to actually learn from this situation. When you see information that is provided to you by people like me, don't just write it off as he's hiding his power level or this guy's controlled opposition. No, actually have some discernment and think about it, even though for a lot of people that is difficult because they've been put through the Rockefeller education system, which teaches you to be a worker and a slave and not a thinker. We need to actually start thinking about some genuine solutions that might be separate from the political system, because at this rate, we're just going to be moving from one political party to the next that constantly gets subverted in a system that is a rigged game that is never going to work for us. Start thinking seriously about some actual solutions where we can genuinely get some power, like I have been, where you identify where the current power structures are, like for example, the World Economic Forum and BlackRock, which have a majority stake in many of our supermarkets. Start withdrawing from these institutions and funneling it into family-owned businesses, family-owned farms, and create your own new societies, like people like Wild Minds are already doing.